Hello friends, I hope you're doing well. Yes, it's not flowers today, it is veggies. So we're gonna plant up some veggies in these raised beds. These are portable raised beds I have, and they're so convenient. If you live in a small house or you have a small apartment, you can have one of these raised beds and you can plant your veggies, your flowers, what have you. I got these from Best Choice Products a few years ago, and they're really good quality. So I have a lot of flower gardens, right? But I don't have a veggie garden in the ground, if that makes sense. So this is where I put my veggies in here. I just do the basic, your tomato, your peppers. I do some squash in containers, and they say I'm doing sugar snap peas. But anyway, so I'm not sure if you saw my video where I spring sow or winter sow. It was more towards early spring. I did these in the winter sowing method using water bottles. So this one is the cherry tomato, friends. Look at that. It's ready to come out. So we're gonna go and plant some of these in here, and I think I have a couple more seeds I just want to sprinkle here. So the soil I'll be using, I love Miracle Grow soil. As I always say, good old Miracle Grow soil. So whenever you plant your plants, whether in the ground, containers, raised bed, make sure you use the appropriate soil, okay? So I'm gonna fill these guys here and then get these in here, and then I'll show you exactly what else I'm going to plant. Friends, if you're doing veggies, make sure you put some marigold in between your veggies to help with pest control, your bugs. They help with the rabbits, they help with the squirrels because they give off this smell. So marigold is a good companion for your veggies. So we're gonna tuck some seeds in between here. But anyways, this is where I have full sun in the center. Maybe next year I might probably do a veggie garden in the ground, not sure yet, because I like aesthetics in the garden. And I just have to figure out where I would put the veggie garden. More than likely it would be right here, and it would be in the ground to make sure it looks good and complement the other beds I have in the garden. So we're gonna fill these guys up and then transplant these young seedlings. And also I did Roma tomatoes. It looks like the Roma didn't take, so I'm just gonna sprinkle some seed in there. And there's one in here. And then the cherry tomato did well, friends, excellent. And then this is balloon flower, doesn't belong there. And then this is bell pepper mix. I'm trying to remember what this acronym stands for. Bell pepper mix, I think this is. And then we have jalapeno in here. There's another jalapeno. But as I said, I'm just gonna sprinkle extra seeds in here. And friends, it's going to rain the next couple of days, so I love to plant plants or seeds when it's going to rain, right? It's like Mother Nature helped me out in the garden. And I wanted to share this with you. Do you see this white residue like in the mix? This is just mildew. So what you can do in mildew, just take a bottle with some baking soda, add some water, and you spray it. Or what I have here is some good old ground cinnamon, okay? Not with sugar, just cinnamon. And I'm just gonna sprinkle it in here and just mix it around, and that would help with the mildew. I think the mildew is just from the soil being in the plastic bag, but it's not harmful to the soil or the plants, I should say. I'm just gonna take my hands and just massage it in and get rid of all these lumps in here. And yes, friends, I forget to tell you, this has a nice big drainage hole. Let me show it to you on this side. There's one here, and then there's another one here. So as always, drainage is very important. And friends, I had these out a couple of winters underneath one of the tree over there, and strangely they did not rust. It did well. I was surprised by that. But last year I did take them in storage just to maintain and preserve the material it's made from. I think it's probably like a metal material it's made from, but I love these. You see they're on wheels. You simply hold here and you can drag it anywhere around the garden, wherever you desire. And also it comes with these side hooks. You could just hook whatever you want to hook on there. And if you want to do extra small plants underneath, whatever you want to put underneath their storage, you can do this too. It's good not just for veggies but your flowers. This will look cute with a bunch of beautiful mixture of different flowers in there, and you put it at your front entrance. Keep in mind if you have the space for that, right? But I love how they're very compact and small. Do you hear that song in the back? Guess what it is? I saw baby squirrels. I couldn't believe it. There's 2 of them over there making noise. I don't like squirrels at all. They're very destructive, but I don't know where the mama is, but they've been crying for a couple of hours now. They're over there and there's no signs of the mama or the daddy. It's just 2 young baby squirrels over there, and I think one of them, it's lower down by the tree, so it's having problems climbing up. The other one I saw already went to the very top of the tree, but the other one, friends, it's struggling to get up there. But anyway, so this is what I'm doing here. I know I digress talking about the baby squirrels, but anyway, so this is what I'm doing here, just breaking up the soil and helping with the mildew and all of that. So it looks good now, so we're gonna go ahead and plant the seedlings, and then I'll sprinkle some seed in between also. Alrighty friends, so I'm so happy I use this method, because with that it helps to jumpstart. I don't have to wait for them to grow from seed, even though I'm gonna plant some extra seeds today. But for next year, friends, if you wanting to have nice strong seedlings, just start these in late winter outside in your water bottle, friends, and they will do this for you, and you'll have nice strong seedlings and have a jump start and you're planting. So these 2 are cherry tomatoes. They're gonna grow on vine, and then this one is a Roma tomato. So I'm gonna leave these 2 in the center, and then the Roma here, and then put some seeds around here for the regular tomato, and also some marigold in between, as I mentioned to you before. All right friends, and what I did here, I just took my finger and just went like that, and I just sprinkled some marigold seed. I'm not sure if you can see them. And I'm just gonna cover them up, and then as I said before, it's going to rain, and I'm so excited about this, and let's see what happens. And then I put the other tomato seeds, few there, and I just sprinkle some here. Anyway, so let's move on to the other raised container, and we're gonna put just peppers only in there. But this is what the tomato looks like, and then I'm gonna look for the trellis to put all the way up there. This is the cherry tomatoes. These are super sweet 100 hybrid from Burpee. I'm so excited about these, friends. And they say it takes 70 days to harvest. Friends, so we have the sweet corn. I'm gonna plant these in my garden bed that I'm supposed to be putting cut flowers in, but that's okay. They will complement each other. These take 75 to 80 days to grow, and 1.5 inches deep. So what I did, friends, I have them already pre-soaked. So I'm just gonna put them in the ground. Pre-soaking seeds with such a hard shell, a hard outside layer, I think it helps it a lot. Like your squash, your corn, your pumpkin seeds, I love to pre-soak those. Anyway, so let me show you what they look like over here. And here they are. They look just like a normal corn. I'm gonna put these in the ground and see what happens. And then we're gonna plant the squash also. Use this piece of stick to give me 1.5 inches in the ground, and you can see the holes going across there. So I'm just gonna take the corn seed, drop it in the hole, and then just push it downwards. You can see how deep this one is. All right friends, the container is ready for the squash. These are the squash summer from the dollar store, and they take 50 days to harvest, and just 1 inch in depth you need to plant them. And I have them already pre-soaked here, so I'm just gonna stick them in the container and see what happens, right? So I'm just gonna spread it like this, and I have this chopstick, it says 1 inch, and just make some holes and just put the seed around and see. And the squash climbs, so definitely it would need a trellis for it to climb on. And friends, with the squash, they need pollinators to help get the veggies, the food itself. So if you have squash, I recommend you plant it where you have flowers. So what I do with this container, I put it over in my cut flower garden area where the pollinators come. So that's a tip for you. So if ever you have squash, and I would think the same for zucchini because they're very much alike, and you see you're not getting any flower, because the flower is what develops into the squash itself, if you did not know that, and you see you're not getting any flower and you're thinking, oh, my seeds are not good, what's going on with my squash, simply put it where you have flowers. So this is great as in a planter, just to tuck in between the flower bed itself. Or if you want to plant squash directly in the ground, you can do so, and make sure you plant them where you have flowers, okay? Very important. The bees would come over and they would pollinate the flower, and then the flower would become the squash itself. And I think it was last year, the year before, I was watching the bee up in the flower itself, and it was such a good feeling, because you guys know how much I love my pollinators, right? And the year before, I got flower, but the squash wasn't forming, so I just took the container and I just put it in between where I had some flowers. And friends, you should have seen the pollinators were loving it. So that's just a tip for you. I grow squash every year in this container, and I love doing it. And when I get my squash, I like to grill them, and that's it. I grill them, put some sea salt in there, and I eat them as is. But anyway, so I just wanted to share this with you, and I'm just tucking a lot of seeds in here just to see what might work or not, because you know sometimes you may not get 100% germination rate. So it's just one packet from the dollar store, so I'm not even gonna save it for any reason. And as I said to you before, I like pre-soaking these. I just had them soaking just for a day to help break down the outer layer of the seeds. And I don't have my gloves here, but I just take this and just pat it in. Actually, I'm gonna use the back of my hand. How's that? And just put it in here and just tuck it in. And I may probably put the fishnet over it just in case the squirrels get nosy. I'll put some sticks on top, right? Because I don't want the squirrels digging up my seeds. You just never know with them. They're so unpredictable. So this is the squash. And that's all the veggies I have. So next time I'll be planting some herbs in this beautiful terracotta bowl I got. So make sure you subscribe so you can actually see that. And here is the corn right here. This is my flower bed for my zinnias and my sunflowers. So I took some room from it and planted a corn there, and I have some potatoes here in the ground. Here are the tomatoes in this one planter, and then I have this other planter with the peppers.